Aside from true tragedies, few things are more disappointing than when your favorite restaurant closes its doors. We each have our own list of places we fondly remember and miss. Even for those that haven't shut down completely, many cherished brands have scaled back over the years and are no longer accessible to us. Today, we're focusing on a select few restaurant chains that have truly disappeared. Here are the 11 greatest restaurant chains that have closed their doors for good. Let's see how many of these you remember fondly. While the official name was Howard Johnson, many of us knew it as Howard Johnson's or simply HoJo's. Regardless of what you called it, those iconic orange roofs were a comforting sight for travelers seeking a good meal and some ice cream. If you're younger, you might associate it solely with hotels, and that's understandable. Back in the day, the hotels and restaurants were often side by side for added convenience. However, today, only the hotels remain. The last restaurant shut its doors in 2022, but there was a time when there were over 1,000 Howard Johnson's locations, making it the largest restaurant chain of its era. ESPN has always been a significant name for sports enthusiasts. In the late 90s, they attempted to expand the excitement of SportsCenter into a dining experience, launching a restaurant filled with numerous TVs and an arcade. Visitors could enjoy watching the game, having a beer, dining, and competing with friends in activities like Pop-A-Shot or air hockey. Sadly, the concept didn't gain the expected popularity as a go-to spot, leading to the closure of its locations over the following decades. Although Kenny Rogers Roasters still operates in some parts of Asia, the last remaining location in North America closed its doors in Canada in 2011, 2 decades after the first one opened. Today, many remember its rotisserie chicken, largely because of the iconic sign that famously kept Kramer awake on Seinfeld. The restaurant chain Cheeseburger in Paradise, named after Jimmy Buffett's famous song, was licensed by him to operate under this catchy title from 2002 until it closed in 2020. Although it expanded to only 23 locations, it remains cherished by Paradise. For those who lived in the heartland, Chi-Chi's was the go-to spot for a tasty sit-down Mexican meal. The first Chi-Chi's restaurant opened its doors in 1976, and the last one in the US closed in 2004. However, there's a silver lining. Chi-Chi's might be making a comeback in 2025. In 1969, 2 fish and chips competitors emerged, Arthur Treacher's and Long John Silver's. While Long John Silver's continues to operate today, Arthur Treacher's has seen a significant decline. Once boasting over 800 locations, it now has just a couple of standalone restaurants remaining in Ohio, along with a few outlets attached to other dining establishments or functioning as ghost kitchens. Nonetheless, for devoted fans who live nearby or are willing to make the trip, Arthur Treacher's still offers a taste of its classic fare. Here we have an image of Planet Hollywood, which connects to the official All-Star Cafe as a spin-off venture. You might remember that Planet Hollywood had a star-studded list of investors, including Hollywood icons like Sylvester Stallone, Demi Moore, Bruce Willis, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. In a similar fashion, the sports-themed official All-Star Cafe boasted athlete investors such as Joe Montana, Wayne Gretzky, Shaquille O'Neal, and Andre Agassi. Much like the career of an athlete, its lifespan was relatively short, operating from 1995 until 2007. This one is a bit of an exception as it's not entirely closed. Weenie Beanie is a small chain originating from Arlington, Virginia, which once had 6 locations. Today, there's still one operating in Arlington. The food is exceptional, featuring the half smokes that the DC area is famous for, along with an all-day breakfast menu. In fact, the food's reputation is so strong that the Foo Fighters named a song after it, with frontman Dave Grohl hailing from the region. Beefsteak Charlie's was a distinctive regional chain, particularly notable in the New York metropolitan area. It gained fame not just for its unlimited salad bar, but also for offering unlimited beer, wine, or sangria. The chain reached its peak in the 1980s, boasting over 60 locations. However, by the 2000s, it had significantly declined. Showbiz Pizza Place shares a fascinating history with Chuck E. Cheese, another well-known pizza spot featuring games for kids. Initially, Showbiz Pizza Place branched out from Chuck E. Cheese, creating a competitive landscape for a period of time. Eventually, the two merged back together. Today, you won't find showbiz pizza places anymore, as they have all been rebranded as Chuck E. Cheese locations. In essence, you can still experience the fun of showbiz pizza place through Chuck E. Cheese. Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor first opened its doors in Portland, Oregon, back in 1963, and it quickly became known for some notable innovations. For instance, they offered a free ice cream sundae to children on their birthdays, a gesture that undoubtedly boosted their popularity. Another standout creation was the Zoo Sundae, a massive treat so large that employees had to bring it to the table on a stretcher, complete with the sound ambulance sirens. By 1975, Farrell's had expanded to 120 locations. However, over time, the chain experienced a slow decline, eventually closing its last location in 2007. An effort to revive the brand took place in 2008, but it ultimately came to an end when the final location closed in 2019. Here we have it, 11 remarkable restaurant chains that have closed their doors. Each one had its own unique story, and losing them is truly unfortunate. This naturally leads to the important question, what do you think? Leave us a comment to let us know. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to The Coconut Mama on YouTube at youtube.com/thecoconutmama for more.